This is our 2-year-old mule, Josie. She's become a confident mountain mule, but it didn't start out that way. Let's rewind a year. When I first saw Josie's sale ad, it was love at first sight. But there was a problem. Her price was way too high. I kept an eye on the ad, and over time her price dropped, and eventually the ad was removed. I figured she had sold, and I was bummed we didn't get our chance to buy her. Then, about 6 months later, I was window shopping for mules, which is never a good idea, and there she was. Same giraffe-colored Molly mule, now within our price range. Her ad had only been posted for a day, so we called the seller and we made plans to meet him out at his property the next morning.
Well, today is a super exciting day. We are road tripping down to southern Utah. We're heading south today. We got the dogs in the back seat, and we'll see if we come home with a special animal.
It was an 8-hour drive, and when we arrived, it was clear that Josie was extremely timid. The seller told us she had been haltered once, but it had been a struggle, with the seller needing to mug her to the ground just to get it on. Afterward, she'd been tied up for 2 days, let off only to nurse, and then tied back up again. After that, she'd been turned out and totally unhandled. She was the only mule foal out of 4 siblings over the years that had come out with that striking leopard appy coloring. And although the family was going through a loss and he needed to sell her, we could tell that he was extremely sad to see her go. He had finally foaled his dream-colored mule, and now he had to sell her for much less than he was expecting. Although Josie's mom was a 15-2 hand, stocky foundation Appaloosa mare, and her sire was a 14-3 hand, big, solid-built red mammoth jack, Josie was small, pot-bellied, and had a rough, shaggy coat. She was wary of people, but her curiosity and mindfulness was apparent, despite her fear. There was a twinkle of grit in her eye. Since she wasn't halter broke, and catching her would only add stress, we decided to herd her up in Old Cattle Alley and into our trailer. We'd work on haltering once she was settled in at home.
Yeah. You can shut this one. Yep. Girl.
That'll be your new favorite place. There used to be a gate there, but my sister's kids stole
Nope. Can't run through me. Sorry. Oops.
it. Easy.
Well, that might work. Her legs out of the way?
Oh yeah, she's
Okay.
in.
We made the long drive back, stopping to offer her water along the way, of which she refused to drink, and finally arrived home.
Oh, your girl with the camera.
We backed the trailer up to the corral, opened the door, and watched her step down into her new home. I was in disbelief that this flashy little Molly mule was actually ours forever. We made sure she drank, and after she had rehydrated, we gave her some dinner, watched her munch contently, and said goodnight. Over the next few days, we just spent time around her, letting her check us out. Thankfully, she was very curious.
I was a wide-eyed soul, searching high and low. When I found you on that day, then the answer was clear. Winds drift others away, but we will always be near. I'm gonna love you forever, forever young together. The world is changing all around, but I found my solid ground. I'm gonna love you forever from now.
Within a week, we could pet her and even groom her.
Oh my. That was much. That was much.
It was time to start haltering and working on leading. She still has a quirk about the halter going over her nose, probably from her past experience. But she took to it quickly and began to follow a feel.
Girl. There you go. Nice. Oh, very good. Very good.
Getting her on a high-quality feed was a priority. She had no idea what a feed pan was and was terrified at first. But it didn't take her long to figure out that there was tasty grain inside those terrifying pans. We even let her pick her own name.
Oh. She'd really like the name Josie, but she just can't make a commitment.
She chose Josie, inspired by Chief Joseph of the Nez Perce. The Nez Perce tribe played a huge role in developing the Appaloosa breed. Fitting, since Josie's mom was an Appy, and Josie sports that flashy leopard coat. We started taking her for walks around the yard and introducing her to the flag. We worked with a lead rope around her legs, preparing her for her first hoof trim. We introduced obstacles,
Good job.
and let her curiosity shine through. As her trust grew in us, so did her confidence.
Good job, Josie. And feel her way around it. Then she's gonna sort it out. She got her lead rope caught around her foot. And instead of spooking her, I'm just gonna not be bothered. She's not going to stress about ropes. Good girl. Good girl. So I like that she just gives to them to keep her safe and us safe in the future. So front and back feet we've been working on. Good girl. And she really does not care whatsoever anymore. Good girl.
In no time, Josie was ready for her first saddling. With all the groundwork we'd done, her first saddling was picture perfect, and she wore her saddle like a champ.
Go for a little walk. Josie, you stay home. Oh, Josie. What we want to do. Good girl.
We continued to saddle her regularly, take walks, and work on more advanced groundwork to build skills for when she's under saddle.
The flager over here.
Grouse break-in.
Or grouse. She does not care. She's like, why is he with us today? I usually walk by herself, but normally this guy's not doing weird things.
Oh, wounded rabbit.
She's like, I'm trying to eat, man. Oh, Josie. Come on, the world. Like, I can't see. Hold on. Do you see? Hi. There you go. She looks like one of those people in like Egypt that were, I don't know if they were like the priests or what they were, but you know, they like wore the.
I don't know.
So fancy.
We brought home a new half-draft filly, Mesa, for my husband, and Josie quickly bonded with her. It was a blast to watch them learn to play with one another. Now that Josie was 2 years old and doing so well with things at home, we felt she was ready for her first outing. We loaded her up and hauled her into the foothills for the first time ever. She stood perfectly at the trailer while we packed her up. We used a lightweight sawbuck pack saddle with empty canvas panniers to get her used to packing without the weight. She's still growing, and although many people start horses at 2 years old, mules tend to mature slower, and we like to wait until they are closer to 4 or 5 years old before we add a lot of weight, especially while riding or packing in the mountains. Josie did wonderfully and looked beautiful being led by Clyde, my 7-year-old mule. I couldn't be more proud of how she did on her first outing. With winter in full force, we continue to work on the basics and prepare her for spring. That's when we'll take her into the mountains with us. It'll be a while before she's mature enough to carry weight, but we're in no hurry. We plan to keep Josie for her entire life, so there's no rush to ride or pack her while she's still young. This summer, Josie will travel with us to mule clinics all over, seeing different venues and getting experience away from our home. She's really come out of her shell and exceeded all expectations. We can't wait to see what she learns and accomplishes in the year ahead. Looking back at the first day we saw her, it's pretty incredible how much try and trust this little mule now has. She has truly been a blessing, and we couldn't be more excited to have Josie as a member of our herd.